Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the South Carolina Disaster Corps podcast, the exclusive podcast that is dedicated to the education of South Carolinians in a variety of topics within emergency preparedness, and the only one that strives to apply that knowledge to increase community awareness, resilience, and service. I am your host, Cameron Matthews, and welcome to the weekly shout-out episode 6. The weekly shout-out is South Carolina Disaster Corps podcast method of completing its goal of spreading community awareness, resilience, and service. Our hope is that our listeners will either become involved in one of the wonderful organizations that we shout out, or if they're looking for assistance, that they can find the help they are looking for. To begin, we're going to be talking about the community events that we're going to be shouting out this week. As mentioned in previous episodes, there will be a community-wide Thanksgiving distribution. This event is hosted by AIM, who we shouted out in the first weekly shout-out, and is in partnership with our friends at United Way of Anderson County. This event is Monday, November 23rd from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. at the Anderson Civic Center. The address for the Civic Center is 3027 Martin Luther King Jr. Boulevard, Anderson, South Carolina. You don't have to be an AIM client to attend, but you must have a valid ID and proof of address dated October 1st or later. You also must have proof of address, which can include utility bills, bank or credit card statements, social security statements, or an Anderson County property tax bill. This event is first come and first served and limits only one package per household. If you have any further questions, you can call 864-965-9083. Also, if there are any event organizers that want a shout out, feel free to contact us via email at scdisastercorps@gmail.com. Moving along, we're going to go to our local organizations. First one being the Open Arms Mission. The Open Arms Mission is a Christian-based shelter comprised of individuals who are seeking a change in their life. It is operated by Jason Mixon and is located at 500 Lawrence Road, Anderson, South Carolina. The goal of this organization is not only to help individuals, but to see them succeed in ways that they were thought to be impossible. This is accomplished through providing the immediate needs such as meals and a place to rest while providing them with transportation, training, coaching, and mentoring. Additionally, Open Arms is a program that relies on one-on-one relationships that are built with support from local pastors in Anderson. If you or someone that you need is an assistance, you can call 864-932-2039 for immediate assistance, or you can go to their website at openarmsanderson.org and fill out their contact form. This week we are going to be shouting out two online organizations. The first online organization that we'll be shouting out this week is Humanity Road. This organization allows for individuals and emergency officials to connect whenever a disaster occurs. Humanity Road is operated by online volunteers that can be found all over the world. These individuals monitor social media and relay crucial information to first responders. Volunteers, however, are used outside of disasters as well. They also work on preparedness projects that can be distributed out to various communities or online. For more information on Humanity Road, visit their website at humanityroad.org. The second online organization that we're going to be shouting out this week is Missing Maps. This is an organization that utilizes remote volunteers to review images and update maps after a disaster. This can consist of adding details like schools, road names, neighborhoods, and various evacuation centers. The updated information is then used by outside organizations to plan risk reduction and disaster preparedness for high-risk areas. It is relatively easy for individuals to volunteer through Missing Maps. On their website, you can visit a beginner section that will explain and teach you how to edit, or if you have a map before, you can go ahead and begin. For any listener who gets inspired to serve by these weekly shoutouts, let us know on our Instagram, Twitter, or Facebook at SC Disaster Corps. For those of you listening on YouTube, leave a comment, like, and subscribe. And for our wonderful listeners on our various podcast hosts, as well as anyone who has lengthy questions, feel free to email us at scdisastercorps@gmail.com. Our listeners will be able to find both the full podcast episodes and the weekly shoutouts on Spotify, Anchor, Google Podcast, Apple Podcast, Breaker, Radio Public, Pocket Cast, and the SC Disaster Corps YouTube channel. For those of you listening on one of our podcast hosting sites, please hit the follow button to stay up to date with the podcast. And for those of you listening on YouTube, please hit the like button and subscribe for more content. Also, hit the bell icon to receive notifications for when our new videos come out. If you want to learn more about the SC Disaster Corps, AmeriCorps, or United Way, please visit unitedwayofanderson.org. Again, thank you for being with us today at the SC Disaster Corps podcast. We hope to see you next time, and remember, stay prepared.